Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, the frequencies of the earth are changing at this present time. You can all feel it, of course, and what it means is the Tibetan symbols that I normally use may not be as palatable to the ear as they used to be, as we become more sensitive and open to the vibrations around us. So I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your monthly reading for May. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are. And of course, we are finally leaving all those horrendous retrogrades and eclipses in the dust, thankfully. Now, May is mostly calm. I say mostly, but we do have a full moon in Scorpio, and it is in opposition to Uranus, so that could get a little bit intense. But May, on the whole, will actually offer a very auspicious vibration, a steadier pace, and a moment to really breathe with harmonious trines to get centered, and of course, focus on what truly makes you feel happy and secure. Now, personally, I'm a little bit suspicious that the planetary alignments are presenting as quite calm for the majority of the month. Now, most people might see this as super positive, and I do as well, of course. However, we have a full moon in Scorpio in opposition to Uranus, and that occurs on the 12th of May. Now, I'm a Scorpio, and if I know one thing, when energy in and around Scorpio tends to go quiet, something big is brewing. So the beginning of May could literally be the calm before the storm, as this full moon could get a little bit intense and leave you feel a little bit sensitive. And what I mean by that is Scorpio energy is actually going to influence you to do a deep dive emotionally, to really think about things in a very philosophical way. And Uranus may shock you with some of the things that you're thinking, could even, help you see people in a new light. So things could get a little bit sensitive and intense because of the emotions there are about during this time. Now, of course, the alignments are shifting into positions that will really pack some serious punch later on, especially since heavyweight planet Saturn, a very strict ruler of karma there, it makes a massive shift from the 24th of May into your sign, my beautiful Aries. Now, this is actually quite positive because, Saturn makes you super productive. And of course, you are very passionate and partnered up together. This could be that you are a force to be reckoned with. And, I would say that this is actually a very positive time for you. Look, you've even got the leadership card. This is the Emperor. This is Aries energy. So I feel like you're structured, you're locked onto a goal, you are organized, and you are going to be successful in anything that you focus on during this time. Again, that full moon may, offer you up a little bit of energy where you're sensitive. I'm actually being given a song for you right now. So interesting that I'm being given this. I'm being given like Abracadabra. I can't even remember right now who sings that song. It's very famous, but I'm hearing just abra, abracadabra. Okay. Now, of course, if you think about that song, abracadabra is always connected to a magician energy, and magician energy is also Aries energy. So it could be that you are going to have a pretty magical month where you are manifesting something here. Oh, look at that. There's the magician energy. I'm definitely feeling it. Listen out for that song, because it could indicate that something that you are manifesting is going to show up for you, and you are the co-creator here. You're making it happen. There's a lot of exciting energy for you this month, and I see you being in the spotlight for success or some sort of wish or desire starting to materialize on the physical plane. Now, let's not forget that we have officially moved into beautiful Taurus season, ruled by Venus, of course. So let's take a moment to enjoy all the positive aspects it will offer us on a personal level, for it will increase your ability to release pressure, find peace, and lock onto the opportunities to increase and safeguard your wealth, comfort, and fun. Now, you may feel inclined to beautify your home, do some DIY, declutter, or revamp with a fresh new color palette. Whatever, keeps your home feeling fresh and, a sanctuary of calm. Plus Jupiter, my favorite planet of good fortune, it transits briefly into Gemini, expanding opportunities for fun, social gatherings, travel, and of course, double the luck, especially if you have important meetings or presentations, or even if you run online businesses. But whatever it is that you do, doesn't matter what you do, the first part of the month shall see you shine and attract. And I would say you, my beautiful Aries, you're going to shine all throughout the month. So that's a really positive energy there as well. Now, you are going to be in a state of attraction, even love, if you're searching for someone special to share your life with. But this month is a perfect time to ground your energy, to embrace your sensual side and delight your senses with moments of pleasure and leisure. Now, you might feel compelled to explore with food this month. Develop your kitchen witch or wizard, trying out new recipes, prioritizing your health, and actually being more consistent with any routines that help empower you. Attending festivities, cultural events, and planning vacational getaways to help really decompress is also starred as well. But let's really face facts, because Taurus season will actually keep you locked on and focused on your money, offering careful attention to build upon long-term goals and gains, whilst utilizing new technology to keep track of your finances, secure your finances, or even compound wealth. Stability will really be at the forefront of your mind, especially since you have that Emperor energy there as well. Now, you may have a thirst to learn more about financial structures to make your money work for you. Now, whether that's through professional advice or even online videos or even self-help books. It's a great time as well to save down financial statements just to confirm liquidity, whether you have a little or a lot, just in case, there's some glitches in the system there, especially since in the April monthly, I was mentioning that we would see some major power outages, and Europe had a major power outage there. And, whilst it was only temporary and it was nothing super serious there, of course, everything was back on track. It's just a little bit savvy to save down your financial statements just in case, as a Scorpio, I'm always suspicious to make sure that everything is secure. So my guides have been giving me this message to save down financial statements just to confirm what you have there, just in case, when things get back on track, they have some issues, so it's worth really thinking about. And of course, this season will actually help you rebalance, to find natural stillness, connect to the earth so that you don't feel so overwhelmed, and of course nurture relationships with your soul tribe. Now, talking of world events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, get to the part where I show up your first card, because that will be the start of your personal reading. I'm just letting you know of the energies as I shuffle this card right now. But astrologically, we are repeating a cycle from 1992 right through to 1999. And we only need to look back at that period in time to really understand what we might be destined to experience. For example, 1999 saw the launching of a new currency, the euro. So we may hear whispers of digital currency transitions as a soft launch before the big rollout starts occurring in the next few years. Now, I'm drawn to the financials this month, of course, because Taurus season influences wealth and currency in a big way. However, we also have a Mars-Pluto opposition, a cosmic boiling point that could heavily influence wild weather in and around the 14th of May. And, we are in an earth element season. Of course, Taurus is an earth element there. And as Mars appears next to the beehive star cluster, we could actually see conversations focused in and around the decline of bees, catastrophic in terms of ecosystem disruption. And this revolutionary vibration could see a fight to save the farming industry, agriculture, and food production, of course. So new strategies could be put in place there as well. And of course, because we are in an earth element season, we will continue to see increased seismic shifts and volcanic eruptions. Now, I've mentioned the Ring of Fire numerous times. 2 major volcanoes spewing ash close together in date could be a sign of a larger Pacific event in the ocean to come. Now, my guides gave me a triple earth movement shall affect many. A horseshoe caldera which burns inside on the Aleutian arc shall erupt and be a sign. Now, I love it when my guides give me a conundrum to decode, so perhaps there is something in that is a message of what we may experience to come. But the energies are actually currently operating to release pressure, both on a global Earth level as well as a personal scale. And of course, on a personal level, this is the month that influences you to pay more attention to your values, your belief system, and your appearance, sustaining beauty routines and treating yourself with a little something something. Taurus season reminds you of quality over quantity, and it always offers some form of reward, bonus, or prosperity, as it is a harvest month. And there's a lot to look forward to, but most importantly, May offers positive expansion, connection with those that you consider dear, and it really reinforces the importance of purpose and self-care whilst opening up portals of opportunity for you to build upon for your future. So looking at the energy, you have the Emperor to start, and this is your protagonist energy. So you're serious about this month. You're organized, structured, you're locked on to leveling up in your life in some way. This is you bossing up, taking accountability for your actions and saying, look, unless I do it, it's not going to get done. So I definitely see here that you are in action mode because the Emperor is a leadership card. As you can see there, it literally says leadership. Now, for some of you, because we have an Ace of Swords here, the Lovers, if you're in business, so if you work for a company, it could be that your status increases in the month of May there. I do see this energy here of an opportunity coming on in, something that you've been wishing for. You could get some communication on that there. This is something that's been a long time coming. But for those of you, and I'm just going to put that card in the correct position because I only read the uprights there. I want you to be aware, for some of you, if you feel like you've hit a plateau in your current working environment, that you've been established because you're someone who's already very successful there, you're quite established at what you do, you could be feeling a little bit like frustrated or antsy and be looking further afield, putting your resume out there for new opportunities. And if that's the case, I definitely see one coming on in that is perfect for you to elevate in. I see a fresh new start for some of you there with that Ace of Swords. It is a breakthrough in your career. It's like you're smashing through a glass ceiling. And even if you're an entrepreneur and you run your own business and you feel that things have plateaued to a certain level and it's just ticking over nicely, the end of May could see a flurry of activity where the pace quickens there and you get more attention to your business. We have the Lovers card there, which means an alliance or a proposal put on the table. You're going to look at some options and you're going to make a decision that affects your highest good. But also this can indicate some of you have a major decision to make, and you have the Emperor, which is logic and using your intelligence and your knowledge and also your heart to make a decision. And it's an informed decision there. So that's very exciting because it feels like you're aligning yourself with something that you've been wanting for some time. Now, for some of you, I definitely see here communication about some sort of promotion vibes, or you like moving into a new role if you feel that it's time to vacate the one you're in order to smash through that glass ceiling and earn more money. I feel like you work really hard for your finances. 8 of Pentacles indicates that you do. If you're currently out of work, because the Moon card can indicate that there's been an ebb and flow in work activity, and it can indicate that you've been feeling a little bit isolated or stuck with that Ace of Swords. The 8 of Swords as well as the Five of Swords. Combined, those three cards about swords indicate something is on your mind and you're feeling a little bit like stuck in one place. Because the Eight of Pentacles is there, some of you could be feeling like, you know what, it's just a different day, the same old stuff. So you might be wondering how May is going to be any different for you, but actually I see a lot of good things and some great communication that sets some sort of breakthrough in motion for you at the end of the month there. So if you're currently looking for a job or a role, if you've been made redundant, or if you have been working in a contract that's come to an end, or even if you left a very toxic environment and you've been searching, because the moon can be a seeking energy, you know, the lament, the lull, the ebb and flow there, I definitely see here that, the Five of Swords is in the resistance position, which is a great position for it to be in because it represents recovery. It represents, peace of mind. And the Eight of Swords is a liberation. It means suddenly, you're locked onto the things that you ambitiously are trying to accomplish. And of course, the Ace of Swords is a communication of something that you've been manifesting, a fresh new start here. I would say that there is a perfect role or opportunity coming on in here for you, and it's something that you've been looking for or something that you've been manifesting for some time. And you can really make it your own, okay? Now, if you are an entrepreneur and you feel, even if you're a creative, for example, you don't consider yourself an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur doesn't always mean someone who is in a commercialized environment or someone who is, in a big company. For example, it could be that you're out there on your own, creating your stuff, and you're putting it out there for the world to see, or download or buy, or, just watch. For some of you, whatever it is that you do, I definitely see here that you're in the spotlight for success. More people are drawn to whatever it is that you do. So if you are someone who utilizes like an online social media platform, could be that you're promoting your work, or you may be networking, or you could just have more attention to whatever it is that you're doing. People are drawn to what you do at this moment in time. The spotlight is on you. As you can see with this Magician card here, all eyes are on you. So if you're utilizing a social media platform or you're partnering up in business with a social media platform, it's definitely going to be very successful. You could be launching like an online platform where you talk about things that you care about, and you may find you have quite an affinity with other people there as well. For some of you, of course, this could be that you're just trying to get structured on an idea as well. But if you are looking for a job or a role, I definitely see an increase, an expansion in activity, but also in success there as well. Now, with the Emperor energy, this can indicate your clear thinking this month. A lot of you, this is a maturity card, so it can indicate that, as you've just come out of your birthday season, as you mature, you start to really think about what you want, your sense of purpose, and, stepping into the next stage of your life to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. So a lot of you could be thinking about 401ks, pensions, creating stability and security for your financial future. And that's mainly because you have that Eight of Pentacles there, and we're in Taurus season, so that's going to amplify your projection towards financial security for your future there. The Eight of Pentacles indicates that your financial self in the future will thank you for all the moves that you're making right now to safeguard your finances. These two cards can literally mean as well that you're protecting your finances by either downloading statements to prove what you have in terms of your financial equity, for example, or it could be that, you are someone who is basically making some moves financially in order to, increase your savings. So it could be that you get to save a little bit more money this month than usual, but you work hard for it is what I see there. Some of you may be also thinking about a new era in your life. So it could be that you're actually thinking about retiring and you're deciding a date when that's going to happen. And if you're retired already, I feel some of you, you're going to be spending time with people that you really care about. Very important conversations here, because I really get a sense that you're talking to your nearest and dearest about what you really wish for, and you're locked onto making that happen. What's really exciting is your 8th house is governing you at the beginning of the month. So this could be like joint finances, like mortgages, repayment plans, credit card debt, partnerships. as it were, in finances. And, you've got the Lover's card there as well. If you think about it, your 401k with a certain pension provider is a partnership, you and the establishment where you house your finances. So it could be that these things are relevant to you in the month in order to be savvy about your decisions for your financial future. And of course, the 8th house is all about transforming your finances for the better, to make sure that there's more money in your pocket for the long term. So no matter whether you're in work, whether you're searching for work, whether you are a carer, whether you're retired, no matter your circumstances, I definitely see some of you could be either setting up second streams of income or utilizing your knowledge, because we do have that 8 of Pentacles along with that Ace of Swords there. It could be that you have a lot of knowledge and you're going to write about what you know, and this could bring in more wealth as a reciprocal exchange. I mean, your protagonist energy is the 8 of Pentacles, so a lot of you are locked on to your sense of responsibility. You're going to have a lot of responsibilities at the beginning of the month, things that you feel are a duty to do, things that are typical day to day, okay? The 8th house and the 2nd house, as well as the 6th house, can sometimes feel a little bit dull or boring, like the things that we have to do, like pay bills and keep life running smoothly, but actually they set the foundation to help you go off and have fun in other areas of your life. So that 8 of Pentacles, it can be that, the beginning of the month, it feels like the same old thing, just a different day. But also some of you may be taking accountability for some of the routines that you have going on in your life right now, repetitive cycles, because the 8 of Pentacles can actually indicate that you are aware that you're doing something over and over and over again. And whilst, you don't mind doing it, I feel actually it shows that you're a pro at what you do, or you like structure, because the Emperor is all about structure. Even if you're retired, it's like you like structure, you're locked onto your projects. But it can be that this month, you don't want to fully lock onto that. You want to do some other things there. You want to be a little bit more explorative, find the balance between your projects, your responsibilities, but also having fun. And your 3rd house of communication is starred as well, and that's why I love it, because at the end of the month you've got the Star and the Magician card, and the 3rd house is all about utilizing your voice, your Ace of Swords right there, to communicate to the universe what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that you've been taking necessary steps towards accomplishing. And you're locked onto the law of attraction during this time. So I would say visualize and communicate to the universe what it is that you want to manifest, and you're going to see like the steps appear for whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, you've been working hard for it. Don't get me wrong. There is such a thing as good luck coming your way. And I definitely see that's happening. We've got you in an alignment with something here with that manifestation card. I'll tap into that in a moment. But I also feel like you work super hard for where you are right now and where you will be. And there's a lot of success here, okay? Some of you could also be in the spotlight for recognition. And what I mean by that is you could be appreciated for something that you've been working hard to establish. For some of you, it could be that you're trying to hold the whole family together, for example, or it could be that you've been doing a lot and you've been putting on a brave face right now, and it's tough. It is tough right now. There's a lot of pressure on, and it feels very much like, well, if I keep my head down and I work really hard, I've got structure, then I'll make it through. I can see that there is a breakthrough here for you, a respite, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there, especially if you've been going through a challenging time. I say that because some of you beautiful Aries, with the Moon card in the upright here, but also in the resistance position, it can indicate that some of you, there's been a test, or you've been going through moments of your shadow self, or there's been an ebb and flow of positivity and negativity. And we do have that 8 of Swords as well as the 5 of Swords. Something's on your mind, and you may have been feeling frustrated or stuck in that, but this is the month where you release that from your mind. For some of you, this could just be thoughts, those 3 a.m. thoughts where suddenly we start to get worried about our path. Sometimes we think about the things that we should have said about 3 years ago to a person who maybe overstepped a mark. It can be that you're revisiting conversations during this period, and it throws up some uncomfortable emotions, let's put it that way, but I see that you're getting a lot of closure to that. Also, if there's been any sort of repetitive cycle in your life with a person that is negative, I feel like you're shutting it down, erecting a healthy boundary, and resolving it. Some of you may actually heal it with that person. Depends on what you want. That's your prerogative. But I feel, there could be a very honest, open conversation with you and a person where you feel things have been unbalanced, or you feel there's been a consistent cycle of repeat where this person has overstepped a mark. I feel both of you understand each other a little bit more after the month of May, and it actually brings you closer together is what I see there as well. But, I see a lot of you, no matter what you do, you're working hard in life to make things happen, and I feel this is a great month for you to make a lot of progress, okay? Now, of course, the Emperor is there and the Eight of Coins, so some of you could be looking at a rolling contract, because we've got the Moon card. The Moon can be the ebb and flow, so it can be that you are looking at contracts or service providers that need renewal during this period. So you could be looking at things that are not working right now as something has come to an end of its expiry date. This could be like a cell phone provider or service, or it could be, something that you have as a subscription that you're like, you know what, actually, I'm not really interested in this anymore, or it hasn't been working. For some of you, not all of you, I have to mention this, there may be some internet glitches. So if you run an internet sort of business, it's going to be very successful for you, but there may be sort of like sporadic kind of internet glitches where the internet just drops, okay? And it could be that you're going to have an important conversation with the internet provider, and they could have to look into something. It feels like a hidden trip switch or something that is kind of like not working as it should. It will be rectified, it will be healed, but in the middle of the month, especially if you've got something important to launch or something important to print, okay, I would say, just keep an eye on that. If it happens once, know that when you need it at the most critical moment, it will play up, okay? So if it happens once, let that be a sign that you need to correct it straight away, because if you leave it and think, oh, that was just temporary, it's done, it's fine. I feel it will happen 1, 2, 3 times, okay, 3 times. And one of those times it could be when you need the internet the most. Okay, so just watch out for that. That's just come through. I hate to give that message, but it has come through there. Now, the Moon card can indicate you're going to be a little bit more sensitive than usual there as well. And for some of you, if you're in the working environment, you could be a little bit more sensitive with a person who is in a position of authority. Could be a boss, or maybe someone who's visiting. It feels like someone who basically, they really like what you do. They love what you're about. And this reading is not just about work, okay? But I am picking up this energy of work because we do have that Eight of Pentacles there. So I feel, you could be tested by a person who actually perceives that there is an opportunity further down the line for you to elevate, and they want to test you to see if you are ready for that role, because it feels like they are vouching for you. So if you feel like your boss is a little bit like testy over the next coming weeks, I would say that they are seeing how you deal diplomatically with the circumstance, because there's another role coming up and they just want to see if you are able to cope with the changeable or challenging circumstance, because they're vouching for you. It's their name on the line as well by putting you forward for this role, okay? So just watch out for that. But if you're someone who works for a boss who is, not very nice, overstepping a mark, micromanaging all the time, and this is their consistent behavior, I would say some of you could take this behavior to HR or a governing body, and a resolution will be found. So I feel that this person that you're dealing with, eventually they're going to leave. Okay, I feel like they've lost interest in the role, and they're just doing bare minimum to get by, and I feel like they may be kind of like just being super cranky, and they're just projecting it onto other people. That's no excuse, of course, but I feel it could be something you have to document later on in the month and really take it up with a higher governing body there as well, okay? Now, bringing it back to everybody else's energy, regardless, the Moon card can indicate that you're yearning for something, that you're searching for something, and that you're trying to romance your life a little bit more, because life has got pretty serious. A lot of you may feel that The usual things that you used to find joy in have changed. You've definitely changed in the last couple of years, and I feel like you may be trying to reconnect to that playful side, or even, discover more about things that bring you joy to find that balance. I definitely see the playful side of you coming out a little bit more at the end of the month, but because you've had so much on your plate and so much responsibility, maybe like administrative tasks or structures and, business and everything that you're trying to accomplish right now, it can feel like a lot, quite overwhelming. And the moon card can indicate very sensitive or overwhelmed feelings there. So I would say don't take on too much. There is going to be this breakthrough, this respite here, where the pace, it becomes a nicer pace to deal with. Even though there is a flurry of activity at the end of the month where you're going to be super busy, because I feel things get a little bit faster there, it's manageable. Whereas before, it may not have been so manageable. Now, the moon card also indicates something that is hidden shall be revealed. Okay, now this, for a lot of you, if you are in a career, it will be a work opportunity that is in the mix. The moon card often indicates that the universe is orchestrating things behind the scenes to bring something into your life that you would love to have, but you feel like you do not have it right now. And because you have two very strong manifestation cards of a wish being delivered and the Magician card, which means that you're empowered and you're locked on, you're focused, and you're making things happen, this is a great time for you to move forward on something. This could be a personal development project. It doesn't have to be a career-related endeavor, but it can also be that you feel more empowered, but also this sense of, peace and in control, as it were, because I do see a lot of cards where it's like you're in control. But the Magician card can also be sleight of hand, okay? Because you have two moon cards here, I feel there could be a piece of information that either someone tried to hide from you or you felt is not readily available. So for example, because you have 8 of Pentacles there and the Emperor, you may be looking at financial structures like generational wealth, for example, like the super wealthy. I'm sure they have financial structures that the everyday person, like me, for example, does not have access to, right? So there can be things that I just don't understand on that level, or I don't have advisors and things like that. So it could be that you're searching for something like that, how to structure wealth in a way that creates generational wealth, protects things, businesses and trust funds and all of those things, right? It could be that you're trying to find that information and you may be like digging online, investigating the way, and it may be that there's lots of conflicting news or information, or it seems very like, confusing. The moon is a confusing energy, but it could be that in the middle of the month, suddenly you find a eureka moment where you've got the information you want. And it doesn't have to be connected to financial structures. I'm just giving you that because you have two big cards of structure and finances at the beginning of your reading. So a lot of you could be locked onto your financial strategy and just be learning a little bit more about finances to make that money work for you. But also, this is the month of stability. The Emperor could also indicate that you're being strict with your finances, but also strict with your health, especially when the Moon card can be an energy of you looking at things that you have from time to time that you want to detox from, especially since you have the Star energy. A lot of you could be detoxifying this month, or, phasing something out of your diet if you feel like either you have become intolerant to it, for example. So please take it as it resonates. We've got the Four of Pentacles, stability, structure, foundations, Queen of Cups, security for your family, doing something you love, Page of Cups, Eight of Swords, and the World. So this can indicate something that you love. Doesn't have to be money. It can be, something as a passion project. You may have felt stuck in some area of your life because the Eight of Swords is presenting again. So if, for example, you are searching for love, the Four of Pentacles can indicate that you've been in a process of learning, of letting go of past experiences that have hurt you, for example, because the Moon card can dredge up some really challenging emotions there. Four of Pentacles indicates you're creating a healthy environment to allow love to come on in. And the Queen of Cups can indicate that you're ready to fall in love. And also that Page of Cups, a new person arrives who has a romantic attraction towards you, someone who invites you out, and there is a lot of good times ahead for you. The Eight of Swords can indicate that you've been feeling stuck in this area of your life, or it can indicate that things come to a certain plateau, and the World card can indicate that you're entering into a new cycle where feeling stuck in this area of your life is coming to an end. It liberates you because you have that Eight of Swords in the position that it's in. Now, also, the Four of Pentacles could indicate that you've been working hard to, build in wealth. It can indicate that, you really care about you and your family or your soul tribe, and everything that you earn benefits others as well. And, that Page of Cups could be an opportunity coming in that you're absolutely going to love. It gives you an opportunity to follow your heart. It's a dream job opportunity. The Eight of Swords indicates that you're no longer stuck and you're entering into a new cycle. For some of you, this could even be an overseas opportunity or an international kind of connection where the company is, connected abroad, for example. And if you are an entrepreneur or you're a creative, this could be that finally you are having a platform to express yourself, do something that you love, build financially there, create stability, be able to save with that Four of Pentacles, and it could be seen by the world. Okay, so a lot of you, if you're in some sort of environment where you want to be seen in the public eye, be famous, for example, these two cards are like, you will be seen, your name will be known. And if you work in an environment where you're moving up the ladder, it can be that your reputation is increasing and you're the person who is a real force to be reckoned with, and you are elevating in that industry. For example, if you're retired, it could be that you're getting more involved in the community, and it could be that you take on more responsibility in the community. You could get involved in some sort of event where you're organizing it, or you're hosting something, or even if you're not retired, it could be that you've decided to host something. If you're a parent, for example, it could be that you're hosting a bake sale, or you're hosting some sort of charity event, or you're taking on more responsibility to get more involved in something, and it requires a little bit of extra work and attention. But it's going to go really well, and you're going to be so proud of yourself. However, this turns out there because I feel like you're accomplishing a lot. In fact, it's going to be very successful. Whatever it is you're doing right now, I feel like people talk about it afterwards and say, wow, you did it. You did it, and it was great. So whatever that is for you, I feel there's a lot of exciting opportunities at the end of the month that bring people together and allow people to see how much effort you've been putting into life in general. And, you are a real force to be reckoned with there as well. Now, as I mentioned, the moon energy, you do have it twice there. The moon can also be that you're looking at maybe hydration, how sometimes you're so busy you forget to have enough water intake. So this could be something you're looking at in the month of May as well. But this is a card of self-reflection, and we do have that Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords, and this is the pile that highlights anything that could be against you in the month ahead, and it can be your inner thoughts. Swords are all about the thoughts, about the mind. Eight of Swords can be about fear or thoughts of the future that we cannot control. It can be partnered with that Five of Swords, a lot of tension. You have a lot on your to-do list, a lot on your mind, and the moon energy can indicate a negativity of feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get it done, or you are super critical upon yourself. Some of you may need to have a little bit more compassion with the way that you talk to yourself inside your mind when it comes to your goals and dreams. Now, you're someone who is super passionate. You're a fire element. You're a go-getter. You're a goal setter. You're always on to the next thing. And, life has been challenging. It's really hard, but you still don't allow it to get you down. But sometimes those 3 a.m. thoughts, they can really make you reflect on the negative things that have been going on. And, sometimes when you feel like you should be a little bit further along, or you feel something should have gone your way, or you feel there's been a setback, sometimes you can get a little bit extra critical on yourself. And I feel this month you really see it. The star energy is to see with clarity how you raise yourself up during moments of pressure and how you tear yourself down. So I feel like you may be watching how you talk to yourself, because if anyone, talk to you the way sometimes you may talk to yourself, and I'm not saying everybody here, sometimes, like, for example, if I drop something on the floor by accident, I'm like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm so clumsy. but actually it was just a moment. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. It just happened. I'm not an idiot. I'm not clumsy. It was just a moment. So, I have to learn to talk to myself in a more positive fashion, because thoughts become things. Words are energy. Words are spellings. They are cast out to the universe. And we have words inside our mind. And the first words that we're using or that we're grasping for will inform the energy that we are giving out and the vibration it attaches itself to, which is your manifestation energy here. So I feel a lot of you are reinforcing positive thoughts or positive words, or you're just really noticing how words tear you down or raise you up. So you could be being very mindful about the dialogue that you use in conversations with people, the way you talk about your projects or the way you talk about yourself. This is definitely a monumental breakthrough for you this month as well. Now, at the end of the month there, we have the star. So there is a wish aligned with you. I definitely see here as well that this is a healing month for you. I feel like you're protecting your inner peace. You're trying to manage stress levels, especially, of the mind. The Five of Swords is there, which does mean the pressure is off because of the position it's in. But also it can mean that sometimes a measure of tension, when we feel frustrated, it is the inner compass of the body saying something needs to change, whether it is to reinforce a boundary or whether it is to transform your life or make a different decision or relocate or do something different. I feel like you're listening and you are aligning yourself with healthier options here. The star energy is wisdom. It's also an alignment to embrace new ideas, inspiration, and growth and move forward. So I definitely see here that, there's a more positive future to look forward to, but I feel like you've aligned yourself with it because of your actions here as well. Now also, of course, the star energy is an energy of kind of like seeing things clearly. And because we have the Ace of Swords here, it can be that you see something clearly, but also an idea becomes really clear in your mind before you action it. I definitely see that you're taking action on something. Some of you could be launching something, or you could actually be writing something that you're ready to publish. Maybe it's an online post. Maybe it's you getting involved in some sort of community forum where you're giving your advice or you're giving your experience to help others. For some of you, it could be that you may find a publisher this month who publishes your book if you're writing one, or a person who could manage your art in a gallery. For some of you, it could be an agent or a manager if you're a musician or artist or like actor, for example. For some of you, you could be a promoter yourself, and it could be that you're locking on to opportunities to expand your reach. Whatever it is, I feel like your communications will win the room. So even if you are, for example, retired and you want to get a permit to extend your property in some way, it could be that many people before you have been turned down, but you win the room. You are very persuasive this month. So I'm just giving you ideas of how you could actually kind of win the room. So if you're going for an important meeting or you're applying for something, I feel it's a very positive result there for you. You get your wish. Now, of course, you're inspired, but also we have the Magician card. And remember that song that came up, Abracadabra? It came up for a reason. I feel like that you have a little bit of extra magic about you this month where your thoughts do become things. But also the Magician card means you've got this. You've got the skills, you've got the intelligence. You can make things happen. You're very talented and gifted. And I feel like you see it through to the end. A lot of you are basically working really hard in order to free yourself up, maybe for a vacation. For some of you, there could be like a quick getaway, or maybe it's a staycation. Maybe you're staying at home to beautify your home because of that Taurus season. But this is a card of locking onto your vision for the future, and it's all about focus. It's about where you put your energy. It's a potent message that you are creating your destiny through your thoughts and your ideas, and of course your actions, because I feel like you're working really hard to make life work for you there as well. The Ace of Swords is a breakthrough at the end of the month, but it could also be a communication there too. And I feel a lot of you are having the courage of your convictions to take responsibility and accountability for your life and to cut things out that have been draining your energy, because the moon is a draining energy. You know, the sun and the stars, they shine all by themselves, but the moon is a celestial body that requires other energy sources to shine. So a lot of you could be looking at what's draining your energy, whether it's a food substance, a person, maybe it's a rule or a regulation that has kept you stuck in a position, and you could be finding a way around it legally to proceed on something that you want to proceed in, like a loophole, for example, a legal loophole there, because I'm actually seeing the infinity sign there as a loophole for you, or for some of you there. So random, I never really see it like that, but that's what's happening here with that energy. I mean, the Ace of Swords basically means you suddenly know what to do. So perhaps something that you have been reflecting on over the past coming weeks or months. Maybe it's a conundrum, maybe it's a decision you've been sitting on. Suddenly, May is the month to unlock it all, and you know what to do, and you're moving forward, and you're taking action on it as well. But this is a card of good karma, where things kind of work out for your highest good. Things are happening for you at great speed at the end of the month. Expect quick results on something that will lead you forward with, I would say, excellent information, and it sets you up for a win somehow. Also, the Ace of Swords is a start of something. You know, so I feel it's a fresh new start. For some of you, this could be a relocation or a new job, or even a lifestyle choice and change where you just feel like you have more energy, more vitality, and you just feel like you're on top of things, and, you know, things are not as challenging as perhaps they have been before there. Now, in terms of your finances, I would say that, you know, your finances kind of remain the same. You know, I got to be honest with you, Eight of Pentacles is the routine, the repetitive cycle. Okay, I'll pull another card there. Some of you may hear information about opportunities to increase your wealth, or you may be actually locking onto ideas for second streams of income or opportunities to expand your wealth. But I feel this is a month where things kind of like financially plateau, shall we say, but then you break through that plateau as you move forward in the year. Also, if you are someone who is booked to have a procedure or an operation, because we have that Ace of Swords there as well, you have the Star with it, which is a wonderful card of healing, and we have the Lovers card. People that you really care about will be there to support, and I definitely see that you're in good hands there with that. Look at that. So we have a Queen of Wands, okay, and a Knight of Pentacles. Now, this basically means, as I was clarifying your finances there, Knight of Pentacles is a stationary knight, so it kind of means the money remains in the same position, as I mentioned just a moment ago. But the Queen of Wands means opportunities to attract more, okay? So I would say you're in a magnet state of mind there with that Magician energy. But also, a lot of you, this is a card of self-improvement. So some of you could be treating yourself to a beauty procedure, or, you know, creams, lotions, or something a little bit extra luxury, because this is a Taurian energy there. It's an earth element. It can also be Capricorn and Virgo too, but this is an energy of kind of like seeking the finer things in life, but working really hard for them in the first place. And the Queen of Wands is a glow up. So this means that you are noticing people being attracted to you. You are also attracting opportunities. People are paying attention to you. So I would say this is a great upgrade and glow up month for you, physically as well as mentally there too. And eventually financially as well. Okay, now the Queen of Wands also indicates a creative collaboration. And because we have the Lovers card, some of you may be partnering up with a family member or soul tribe member to do something. It doesn't have to be in business. It could be that you're going traveling, or perhaps you're brainstorming ideas, or maybe even overcoming something that has been challenging. It brings you closer together. Could be an important conversation with someone that you really care about, where it strengthens your relationship. That's what I see, where both people are like saying, look, this is how I feel, this is how things are going for me, and I actually feel that level of honesty and raw kind of like real kind of talk, shall we say, it brings you both together and solidifies a relationship. Now, this could be with your partner if you're in a high-level commitment, and if you're not, you could be talking to someone new where there is definitely soulmate vibes there as well, okay? Now, of course, with these two cards, I would say you're a real powerhouse at the end of the month, especially because of your third house of communication. That's why that Ace of Swords is there. It's like the golden triangle here for you at the end of the month, where all the ingredients are kind of in play for you to move forward on something. And with the Lover's card, it basically means at grassroots, you're making decisions that align with your heart, but also you're locking onto a vibration that attracts what you want and what you need. And sometimes those things can be different, but I feel like you get an opportunity to have it all. Okay, so that's something that I see there as well for you. But the Lover's card, you could be partnering up with somebody, or it could be that you are, making a deal. There's a proposal here for some of you. And it could be that if you are signing a contract, make sure you get it in writing so that no one can renege on the details of that contract. I don't see anything negative here, but what I do see here is if you're trying to make a deal with somebody, or even if you meet someone new, I just get this sense of like, not confusion, there's just a brief pause or a brief moment where you're kind of like, is this happening? What's happened? It feels almost like suddenly things go dark, like a little bit kind of like quiet on some front. So if you go for an interview and you don't hear back on it, don't be, disencouraged, for example, because I feel, there's just a lull. There's a procedure that needs to take place before you hear back. You will hear, okay? And I feel like you're going to celebrate this. Now, for some of you, because you have the Moon card twice, this could indicate for some of you a brief power outage, because, the Moon can like eclipse energy, it can take away power, it can drain. So with the Ace of Swords, you'll be back in power like quite quickly. So it could be a brief one. It's a very fast energy there. But it could be that you're getting the candles out. I mean, I remember back in the day, and I'm like as old as the trees themselves, right? But back in the day, we used to have lots of power outages, and we get all the candles out. We get the chessboard out when I was with a certain partner many, many years ago, and it was really romantic. It was like utilizing a situation that could be potentially negative, but actually turning it into a positive. Like, you know what? Let's sit here and talk. Let's really like sit in like candlelight, go back to the circadian rhythm and stuff like that. So that's coming through very strong. So some of you could actually be focused on the circadian rhythm, where the natural rhythm of the body with a natural light has two sleeps. It goes into a different stage. After the revolution, industrial revolution, of course, we had, electricity, and we had things where light could power us throughout the nights, the darkness. And that actually made the body shift from two sleeps into one sleep. So it was more economical, and that meant that the structures in society could work people a lot harder, shall we say. So, some of you could be resorting back to a circadian rhythm kind of thing, but also I feel because you have that Moon energy and you have the Lover's card, there could be something really romantic this month. Either you're romancing your life, or it could be that you are deciding to look at your environment, like instead of sitting there in like an LED light, for example, or electricity. It could be that you're deciding that at a certain period you're going to sit in candlelight, meditate, or you're going to do something that improves mental health and takes away pressure, for example. So that's coming through there as well. So I'm just going to find some final cards for you to see what else you could be experiencing, or does this reinforce what has already come out there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I actually also see some of you, there is a person who has hidden feelings for you, okay? You have a secret admirer, okay? And this person could actually come at the end of the month and reveal how they're feeling. It's definitely not going to be like a hint. It's going to be direct. This person's going to tell you how they feel, okay? I mean, the Lover's card is present, so if you have a crush on somebody, this could be the person that you have a crush on, and you know, suddenly you're in a relationship. It's happening. But this person's coming towards you, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. Now, your final cards, we have walking away, and that is definitely something that I feel like you're ebbing away from. Could be a phasing out of something with that moon energy. It says here, withdrawing from a situation or a person, leaving a past situation behind, and learning to let go, okay? So this could be that you are kind of like going off grid, or you are kind of dissolving a situation or quietly leaving a person's life. You know, if you think about the tides of the ocean, it doesn't kind of like announce that it is now going to be receding. It actually just naturally kind of starts to ebb away. So it could be that you are removing yourself from a situation, or you are removing a substance or something from your life that you feel does not serve your highest good there, okay? Now we've also got in the shadows. So a lot of you could be working on something in secret, because the moon card can be clandestine. It can be like you are working on a project, or you're doing something, because I mean, a lot of you are working on something with that Emperor energy and the Eight of Pentacles, and it could be that it's hidden right now because you're not ready to reveal it. A lot of you could be ready to launch a reveal at the end of the month, and it is going to be such a breakthrough. It's going to be so exciting and very successful indeed. And it also says here, keep your personal life private, not the right time, move in silence. Now, I have said this recently, you know, power moves in silence, okay? And you are in a powerful position with that Emperor energy. You're moving in silence on something, and you're going to see everything come together. And, you know, sometimes when we tell people our plans, you know, they may want the best for us. They may support us and be there. That's wonderful. But sometimes when we speak out our plans to other people, suddenly we realize, actually, now we got to do it. It becomes a chore, you know, but if you're working on it behind the scenes and you haven't told anyone about it, it just has a different mindset about it. So a lot of you could be keeping your plans a secret right now until it's done, which is a great way forward. Now we also have higher forces. So I definitely see that you're protected and directed at this time, but it says here, communicating with other realms, help from higher dimensions and divine protection. Now, because we have the moon twice, this can indicate the veil between worlds is very thin at this moment in time, and there could be a person in spirit who tries to reveal themselves through messages, signs, symbols. You'll be aware of their presence. I mean, maybe that song Abracadabra is relevant, I'm not sure, but that's the only thing I've been given for you. What was that? Sorry, a flash of something just came in the water. I wish you could see what I could see. Let me see, will it come back up again? What is that? Okay, you know what? I can't grasp it. I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to make something up and say, oh, it's this. I have to give you what I can see. And it was just so quick, and it's not coming back up again. So yeah, I have to leave it there. If it does come up before I leave the reading, I will mention it, of course. But I'll move on. We do have Wish Come True. So you got the Star energy there and the Magician. These are potent cards. When together you have them, it means something is made manifest in the physical realm, and you are on the earthly plane in an earth element. So this is like reward. It is a payoff for whatever it is you're doing. It's like you are going to see results of all your hard work coming together. And it says a desire attained after a long time. Yeah, I feel like you've waited for this a long time, or worked for this a long time, getting what you wish for and believing in the impossible. And it all starts with the mind. That's why that message came up. Thoughts become things. And I mean, from time to time, we all get a bit critical. We all get a bit negative. It's life. We have the ebb and flow of emotions. That's what the moon is all about. Sometimes we can feel on top of the world and inspired. The next day, not so much. We got to work with the energies. So I definitely see here that you're believing in yourself, you're backing yourself, you're showing up for yourself, and there is a lot of success and reward. You're going to be so proud of yourself and everything that you accomplish in the month of May, okay? Thank you so much for that, Angels. We only got one. Okay, look at that. So heavy Mars energy here with that arrow. I feel like you are passionate, you're fiery, you're locked onto a goal. It's like you're taking aim at something in the month of May, and you're going to hit your target is what I see there. So yeah, I would definitely say things are going to be looking up for you. And I feel it requires your focus. If you think of the nature of an archer, you know, there's that stillness. Maybe that's what the moon is. There's going to be a little bit more stillness. So you're taking aim on something very still. You're locked onto it, and then you're going to shoot your shot, and you're going to hit your mark. You're going to hit your target, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.